Would you like to learn very fast? Research is done, it shows that the brain goes through certain stages while people are learning. So is it really hard to learn effectively and quickly? In fact, we can open our brains to learning in 5 steps. Our brains are really great. You will learn very fast with these 5 steps. Learning is like swimming against the current. If you cannot advance, you will retreat. Chinese proverb. Step 1. Warming the brain. Just as we need to warm up the body and muscles before doing a sport, the same is true for our brains. The best thing to stimulate our brain muscles is a 5-minute breathing exercise. In a ventilated room or outside, you breathe through your nose and out through your mouth for 5 minutes. Although it is not very deep, you should keep your breathing long. As you breathe, you focus entirely on your breathing. Benefit: if you have done this 5-minute exercise, you have felt that you have increased your awareness. Step 2. Increasing concentration. The most powerful way to learn something is to concentrate completely on it. Babies do this great. They concentrate fully on the toy in their hands. In this way, they learn very quickly. It is not difficult to focus on the subject you need to concentrate on. Concentration is the result of work and concentration. The greatest strength behind the success of many famous scientists is concentration. It is very difficult to focus the brain on one subject, especially if this is a subject we do not like. But concentration must first be understood. Concentration consists of stopping many thoughts in the brain and focusing them on a single subject. Are we not saying that I am distracting while doing something you love? In fact, our mind concentrates on one thing we love, which helps our brain relax. It is impossible for you to concentrate by forcing. We can all concentrate on something if we want to. But the time we concentrate is short, and after a while, our attention will be distracted. When you increase your concentration time to 20 minutes, you will have accomplished the most important step to learn. Do not forget to take 5-minute breaks in your studies. Practice the simple concentration exercise. Select an item and examine all the details of that item for 20 minutes. You must do it for 20 minutes. Do this with different items every day. After examining all the details, the differences in that item may surprise you. Step 3. Imagination activity in mind. In Far East sports, there is fighting and win activity before fighting. Before the two rivals face each other, they envision the fight in their minds. So what does that do? The brain cannot fully distinguish between imagined action and real-world action. In an experiment with athletes, the athletes were asked to imagine that they were training. The results are very interesting. For the brain, there is no difference between the imaginary training that athletes do and the real training. The same regions in the brain were stimulated and the muscles worked. When you envision the subject before working on a subject, the regions in the brain will be awakened and you will be able to learn quickly. Step 4. Guiding the subconscious. When you truly learn a subject, the subconscious makes it perfect. The juggler is the best example of this. It rotates pins or balls so skillfully that it doesn't need to be thoughtful while doing it. It is important in subconscious learning. As you repeat a topic, silently imagine in your mind that you are directing it into the subconscious, and as you do this, pretend that a second voice repeats it. For example, you are learning an English word. The word teacher means teacher. Just watch as your mind repeats the word. When you make this awareness, you will memorize the words like water. Step 5. Add excitement. Our brain generally uses the right lobe more when learning a subject. But when you add excitement and imagination to the work, you activate it in the left lobe. So how do you do that? In fact, you can easily translate the topic into a narrative language. As you learn a math formula, you can find out the story behind it online. For example, research how trigonometry was found and discover its story and discover where it was first used. Or imagine a story about trigonometry in your mind. This is the biggest reason why teachers used to tell a story in the past. Our brain learns interesting things faster and more permanently.